I think we're recording. Yep. All right, we live. So I just randomly came across something in my notebook, and for the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about like knowing your why for when it's difficult to you to push past those moments where you may not necessarily feel like doing something, but you have to do it in order for you to achieve your goal. Um, I think another thing that you can do besides like that spiritual connection and understanding your why, like having something that you could physically do, is like having something in place. Like when you think about in the basketball or football, they got the NBA championship, then they got the Super Bowl, and then the Olympics is every 4 years. Even down to like your favorite store that you shop at, they probably got like an anniversary sale every year, or they preparing for this season, they got to change out the clothes, whatever it is. Like if you pay attention to everything around you, like how I was saying, everything is a system. Also, everything always has like an end goal. So maybe every 3 months or so, a person could start like just putting something in place to make you like, or to remind you like, yo, I have to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? Am I making any sense?
Yeah, you basically making a checkpoint.
Yeah, exactly, creating a checkpoint. So I think that's important, to also have to, in order to be successful. So like if you want to discuss like some of the things that you've done to create a checkpoint for yourself, or what do you think is a good way to start or create a checkpoint if you never did something like that before?
I'm trying to think. Cause as far as checkpoints, I think it just depends on like what you're doing specifically and why you're doing it. So like for instance, when I started the health and hip hop show,
Yeah.
like it was more so for me to just get it going. So just getting episodes out was my checkpoint.
That's
And
good.
because I didn't have one, I started to think that like I wasn't doing my best with the show. But I realized that I never started it to be the best at it. I started it because if I
Mhm.
didn't start it when I was starting it, started when I was starting. If I didn't start it when I actually committed to put the episodes out,
Yeah.
like then I would have never started. So, but if I didn't have a checkpoint, then like I also were not having a checkpoint also made me go through a type of negative thought process of like, oh, you're not doing what you said you were gonna do, and this, that, and the third. So
Yeah.
I think that just having small like tasks first, so like helps you because like with the clients that I have, right? Let's say I know like you need to lose 20 pounds or you want to lose 50 pounds,
Yeah.
but the checkpoint might be not even thinking about any type of weight loss right now, like any type of weight gain right now. Like if a person
Right.
wants to lose weight, if a person wants to gain weight, usually the checkpoint is the end goal. And so us just fixing just small habits, that those little checkpoints is what actually gets you to the finish line.
That's good. That's
You
good.
know?
I think that's good. I think that's good because even the way that I've been tricking myself into being like more consistent with working out, because I don't know, my like ever since I stopped playing ball, I just had this thing where I'm on and I'm off and I'm on and I'm off. And most times I'm off because like I'll be working out and my body will keep being sore, and I hate that. You feel me? So I'm like, okay, now let me get to the point where, and then I'll feel disappointed if I don't do it. But now I'm like, okay, let me get to the point where I'm at least just working out, even if I don't go that intense because I don't want my body to be sore. That's still a day of momentum versus nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I started to feel better. And from that, I created a better relationship with working out. Now it's become way more easier than it was before. Does that make sense? So that's a good way of kind of starting something just by saying, like, I don't have a certain number of pounds that I want to lose or gain. I don't want to get a certain level of popularity out the back. I just want to do it just to build the habit of doing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. When it comes to working out, you shouldn't be too sore. Like if you haven't worked out in a while, you shouldn't be too sore. But I think that we are conditioned to think that like it's either all or nothing. And that's not like the other day I made a quote on my live, And I was saying that
Hold on,
sometimes
I gotta get my
discipline is
pen out.
not the tool you're supposed to use. Like,
Wait, say that again.
I said, we're so used to it being go all or nothing that sometimes like everybody always says like, oh, you need discipline, you need discipline. That's not the only and it shouldn't be always used. Like discipline should not be always used.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you can there's a thin line between discipline and force. And so like
Ooh,
a
that's
lot of times
good.
you can even get to discipline, you have to have the checkpoint. So like for instance, if somebody called me and said they wanted to gain weight, or like let's just use you for an example. If you came to me and you were like, yo, every time I work out, I just be quitting because I'm too sore, then that means the checkpoint is too far. So that means that you're doing too much. Like if you work out and you're sore past a day or two, you're doing too much. And thinking that discipline is the answer, discipline will absolutely burn you out if you don't use discipline correctly. Because not every response to it, chasing a goal or reaching a dream, is always discipline. Sometimes it's a factor of needing to relax from overworking. And sometimes it's a factor of needing help. Discipline has nothing to do with somebody helping you. Discipline has nothing to do with getting knowledge in another area. It just doesn't. And so when we talk about checkpoints, right? When it comes to working out or whatever, the point of the matter would be just to get you to, what's the easiest way to get you to do something for a long amount of time. And sometimes the answer is not even discipline. Right. Sometimes the answer is simplicity. You know, and so I think that we skip over so many other factors that our body and our brain could use, like compassion and gracefulness and patience. We just go to discipline. Like you have to have a lump sum of characteristics to even move discipline with. You can't just turn around and say, hey, like I was talking to Joey yesterday and today actually, and I was like, yo, did you go to the gym today? And he was like, nah, I ain't go to the gym. I'm like, oh, you was tired? He was like, nah, it's just I keep waking up. And I was like, oh, like I was like, why you keep waking up? Like, why you think? He was like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, you know, a lot of the times when you wake up all the time, it could be a sign of not eating enough. I know over the 15 years that I've been training, most of the women and the men that I talk to when they tell me they got insomnia, it's usually because they're not eating enough. And when your body's trying to repair itself at night when you're sleeping and it doesn't have everything it needs, you can be disciplining yourself into more fire. Because imagine you not sleeping and then you waking up like, no, I gotta do it. You're gonna, you know how parents will make a kid not want to talk to you, not want to be around by being too much on them, by pressuring them to do too much. That's, you know, the kids spiraling out and not hating parents, hating everything. So sometimes, like a lot of times, discipline is not the answer. Like it's not the answer. And so I told him I'm like, yo, I know you don't probably pay attention to it, but if you in here from 7 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night, that's 12 hours you've been walking. That's like walking from here to New York and back. Dang. And you only ate one meal. And so it's not, and you think discipline is not going to work for that. Yeah. It's not. It's actually going to turn you away from it. And when you keep saying that, you know, that up and down. And so just having realistic checkpoints of small things. So the constant ups and downs is for you to check something. That's the checkpoint. It's to change the checkpoint or stop at the checkpoint, because like, all right, I've been killing it. And that's the good thing about it, right? Because if he wasn't pushing for that goal and giving his all to it, that's why he ran into me saying that to him. Because when we put out the universe, he know he want to do with the universe. And so it's not his fault. He's doing what he thinks is the best. And so by him giving his all, now he like, yo, I never even thought of that. Cause he blaming himself. And he like, yo, I'm like, yo, you ain't, I know you're not paying attention to it, but this job like that you have and with cooking and stuff is no different than, are you in here still? I don't know, but I'll keep going. It's no different than a warehouse job. Like at all. It's no different than a warehouse job. Because with the walk-in, with the mail carrier, Same thing. Even when I do
That's
my
crazy.
it's physical activity. Like that you're an athlete, even though you're in a restaurant, you're in a nursing office. If
Yeah.
you walking, if your shift is all walking,
Yeah.
you're literally an athlete. It's not different.
Yeah. I don't know
You
what
know what I'm
happened.
saying? So yeah. So just the checkpoints allow you to see what you're doing good at.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, what do they call it? What do they give you in between your report cards before you get your actual
A
your
progress,
actual
progress report.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Let me just exit it out. Yeah, you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost it on my phone. I tried to reconnect, but then it started picking up feedback. I'm so sorry about that. But yes, a progress report. Like when you
Yeah, it's a progress report. So
yeah.
yeah, I was giving an example of my show because I didn't have a checkpoint, and I had to create one now because I realized, like, I'm like, okay, like I'm like, dang, like I'm supposed to be doing this, I'm supposed to be doing that with my show, but and the reason why is because I didn't start the show for it to be 100% on point. I started it so I could just get it going.
Right.
Now I'm at the checkpoint of, okay, I have things to work with. I have so much to work with, and now it's time to go. That's why I'm like, okay, I gotta get off Instagram. I gotta do all these things so I can actually now I can move it forward to the next level or get to the next checkpoint, because the checkpoint was before was just to get it out, get people to talk about it, get people to ask about it, get people to love it, get it to help change people's lives. Cool. Now people are looking for it, and now it's time to structure it and run it the way that I actually want to run it. Now that's just me, because I am an overthinker, so I will have an idea and then push it way later when I'm like, dang, I wish I would have did it before. And so I stopped doing that. Like, and I'm like, yo, even though I don't want to put the show out, I'm supposed to. So I put it out. So yeah, so I agree with you with having some form of checkpoint to your goal, because if you have a coach or a business coach, they're absolutely gonna they're you just don't see it because they've been where you've been. But if you have a mentor or you have somebody who can talk to you and who already been where you've been, they're gonna run you through those checkpoints. You just don't see them. So a person might tell you, like, perfect example, when I was selling my training, I was first selling it for $900, and then I'm thinking that that's the answer. I didn't have no clue. They was gonna be like, I sold it for 900. I'm on the call, checking with my coach. He like, yo, what's going on? Update me. I'm like, yo, I sold 5 slots. He like, you sold 5 slots? I'm like, yeah, I'm souped up. He like, all right, cool. That means it's too easy. So now we going to 1,200. So that was a checkpoint that he already knew I was going to hit. I ain't have no clue about that checkpoint. So when you don't have somebody that's guiding you, you absolutely have to have some form of a checkpoint, because it gives you the gracefulness that you need. And the checkpoint should not be a lot. Like, so
Right.
when you're trying to get stronger in the gym, and let's say you're lifting up 135, you shouldn't be going for 145 next week. Let's say you master 135, you squat in 135. That doesn't mean next week to lift 145. You might have to do 137 and a half, 136. That small little upgrade packs a lot of power, but in your head it's like, I'm only going up 1 pound. That's not a lot. But the 136 is what's going to allow you to get to 139 and then 145. And so I think that we're just so used to things happen to be a big bang for us to appreciate it, that we miss the knit stuff that gets us to the big bang.
Right.
Those checkpoints, that the finish line, we just always talk about the finish line. Even when it comes to cheating, like, people be in relationships and they talk about cheating. It's like, yo, you yelling about the problem of somebody cheating, right? And I'm not saying cheating is right, wrong, whatever it is, right? Right? But cheating is the big bang. There are so many things in between before you even get to the cheating part of it that like we ignore. So it's like, so you ignore, you know, the red flags of somebody not answering your calls, or, you know, maybe somebody telling you like, hey, I need you to step up in this area, I need you to do these things, da, 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 da. Like you ignore those things.
Yeah.
But when a person, you catch somebody red-handed, you like, yo, you cheated on me, da, da, da. But I guarantee you, before the cheating even occurred, there is a bunch of things in between that occur before that even happens. All the time. Because then as soon as you catch a person cheating, what you do? Run everything back. Oh, I remember that time. Da, 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 da. I remember that time. Because you not hitting the checkpoints. Like people only are so used to big bangs that when that person told you, hey, I want to talk to you on the phone more, I want to go out here more. Like, I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. I'm just saying we are conditioned from watching movies and listening to songs that we don't like. The movies are not about simple things. The songs are not about simple. It's always about hardcore changes, like hardcore things happening. But what about the in between?
Yeah, the movies be skipping the in betweens, and one of my favorite movies that I think skip the in between, and it's actually one of my favorite movies that came out recently, is the Creed series. It's not one of them older movies, but it's a play off of Rocky. But when he be training for them fights, every time I watch that movie, I get inspired because I be like, yo, I wonder what his real day to day look like for like a year straight. Because when you think about fighters, they be training for fights for like a year, 9 months type. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just looking like, yo, and then you see the end result of how a person's body looks, and like, and then when they training for a fight, like mentally, they got to go from point A to point. So I just being so intrigued with that process. Yeah, man. So
but
like,
that's a perfect example. That's what I mean by like over the top, because as a trainer and as a health nut, the stuff that they have those actors doing is not healthy.
mm,
It's not good. Like, and I'm gonna tell you a perfect example.
I mean, like in real time, not
No,
saying,
no, no. I don't know. What I'm saying to you, what I'm saying is, right, for the movie, right?
yeah,
So a perfect example is, right, it's a job, right? So Kill Bill, right? I was listening to Vivica Fox, and what I'm saying is this is something that people don't talk about because we just think that like fast and hardcore changes is it. We don't appreciate slow, real changes. Like,
mhm,
we only appreciate, yo, like if somebody told you, yo, I lost 60 pounds in 3 months, yo, I gained 60 pounds in 3 months. But if somebody said I gained 50 pounds in 5 months, you'll be happy for them. But if somebody told you, yo, I gained 50 pounds in 6 years, you don't appreciate it the same. But the 6 years is actually the real legit one.
yeah, because now you can maintain that game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and so that's exactly what I was saying. What I mean by that's a perfect example, because Michael B. Jordan, for him to get that way, it's 2 or 3 trainings a day. But you cannot keep that up. Nobody needs to train and work out 3 times a day. So that's only gonna last him probably in his 20s and 30s. He's not gonna do that at all in his 40s and 50s. And actually, the crazy thing about it is that when he hits 40, let me not say him, but per se, but if you do those things, when you hit your 40s and 50s and 60s, that's why you'll see people blow up. Like Vivica Fox is the perfect example, because I listened to her. She was talking about Kill Bill, and for that Kill Bill scene, she said she went from a size 8 to a 2. That's not your size. And so when people talk about her weight right now, like, yo, Vivica Fox blew up, and I'm like, damn, it's messed up, because her training, I think she had to train 3 to 5 times a day. That's not healthy. But but to look at it, you'll be like, yo, she killed the movie. Her body looked crazy, but look now. So sometimes that over discipline is good for instant gratification. When you chase instant gratification, you will ignore the truth. So when you extra sore, and how can you train that much on your menstrual cycle? I know that year, or those 8 or 9 months that she had to do that to train her body in those 6 months to get from a 6 or 8.6 to a 2, like, it's no way in the world that she was okay 5 years from that little bit of that little 6 months could have caused so much damage in the next 2 years because of that 6 months mark, or that 6 months force that she did. It's the same way as if a person goes from just working a regular job to becoming a celebrity overnight, and now they're traveling here, majority are going to be done in like 2 to 5 years, not going to last. Like not because it's just too much of a change. Like your body doesn't adapt that quick, so it's just not realistic. Like you have to literally the only way it really adapts is if like you follow the rules of going to sleep at night, and you're not even gonna be able to accomplish that much because it's impossible to recover. It's impossible to recover every single day, and you train 3 times a day. It's impossible. You know what I'm saying? But we so used to things being a hardcore change, and we used to that, like that, we don't appreciate the slow change.
Yeah.
So we gotta appreciate the checkpoints, and we have to appreciate the finish lines. And I don't mean no disrespect to Michael B. Jordan and then or anybody, because it's work. You know what I'm saying? But to the body, it's not read like that. Like to the brain, it's like, yo, I'm accomplishing a goal. But to the body, it's like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then you will find your decision making skills will lack in other areas. So you'll be doing all of that hardcore work to work hard and look good, and you're gonna get dogged by Louis Harvey. Like, and I'm saying that to say when we put too much effort and we don't take our time, it pulls from common sense areas. And so you'll be surprised of like how thirsty your body is from not relaxing. You like, yo, my thirst come from I gotta bag her, all the hard work I'm doing, from not taking a break, from not doing that. You like, yo, I want her, I want this, or I want that, and that be the downfall from the other stuff, just from not taking your time in the other areas. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It almost kind of aligns with what you were saying earlier when you was saying that starting with the decision of what you eat can really, change the trajectory for anything that you're pursuing. Because I was thinking when you were speaking that, even in that moment, I was like, you know what, that's very true. Because when I wake up in the morning, especially when I'm being strict with my diet to the point where I'm on like, okay, specific times, 9 a.m., then 12 p.m., and then I got to break with this and break with that. Just having that mentality alone set the tone for the rest of my day. And now I'm crushing goals. I'm making better decisions. It's easier for me to say no to a lot of stuff because I'm already in a momentum. And anything that I might do outside of that is going to break that chain, and I don't be wanting to break it. So I totally get what you're saying. 100%.
Nah, absolutely. Because the thing about it is, right, and the reason why I'm saying it is because it's nothing wrong from going from 8 to a 2. It's nothing wrong with Michael B. Jordan having to work out 3 times. I looked all that up. He had a workout schedule of 3 times. But it's not because of the health of the body. It's because they want the movie done.
Yeah.
So because the thing is, right, if I was shooting a movie, right, and I was working with Michael Jordan, and I wanted to respect him as a person and as a Black man and as with everything that goes on, it ain't about just what I want as the movie coming out.
Yeah.
I would be like, all right, if it's going to take him 6 months realistically, or 10 months or a year to get his body right the natural way, then it's going to take a year, because I'm not forcing discipline. Yeah. We're gonna go off of patience and grace. So now we really win. The film is still fire, and he don't gotta suffer for 2 years because of us trying to force something, because we want to be disciplined. Yeah. Because you will pay for when discipline is not supposed to be used, you'll pay for it.
That is true. That is true. I'm really glad that we had this discussion, because it's really helping me, because a lot of the times with certain stuff, I'll rely on discipline, but I never sat and thought to myself, like, discipline is not going to always work. And when you accept that, it make a goal so much easier, because now instantly, if my discipline not working, I'll kick into a different job. Like, okay, well, what is it like? And I'll talk to myself, and I'll be kind of like, all right, why you don't really want to do this? I understand how you feel, but look, remember the why. And then a whole nother switch to turn in, and I'll be like, okay, I was thinking about discipline too hard. Now I'm pulling from a whole nother area, and then getting done. Yeah. So
yeah. It's just like a parent, man. If you have to, and I'm not trying to say you should use discipline. What I'm saying is that it should not be the only thing used, because it's impossible. If every time you got in trouble and your parent whipped you every time, that's not good. But if you have an even amount of some whoopings, some punishment, some talking to, some like, yo, I'm taking this away. Like, it gives you a good foundation. But if
Right.
you're a person that got your ass whooped so much, excuse my language, then now you a cheater, or now you're not telling everybody what you really want to say, because you condition, yo, if I act this way and it's wrong, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a hardcore punishment. So
Yeah.
now you skipping out as an adult on certain things, or maybe you might not say what you need to say in a relationship. Now you holding stuff back. Now you got to go behind somebody back to do certain stuff, because just because you was conditioned, now somebody allow you to talk. And you know what I'm saying? And then it also shouldn't be the other way around too. It shouldn't also just be easy ways out, because then when you do get in trouble, you like, why is everything always happening to me? And you can't take accountability. So it should be even. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was saying it's a balance, man. And like the world is so much masculine dominated, and men and women, that we're so out of balance just with everything, with the economy, with everything that's going on. The fact that people are trying to make up for a sickness is crazy. You literally making everything go up because you're trying to make up for a sickness that happened like 2 or 3 years ago. So now, but all, if people was actually just like, man, no, we not going to work and we not paying for that would change it. But because we so scared and disciplines everything, you just flowing with it. Like, yo, let me hurry up, and like, oh my God, I can't believe this costs more. Why? We're not even sitting here and saying why. That doesn't make any sense. What does that have to do with anything? If y'all was up the whole time before the sickness was happening, you up already. You didn't take a loss. I don't understand. If you was already a huge company in a grocery store and a huge gym company and all those things, you was already up.
Right.
Why do you need to force a fake incline, and now you're charging triple, double of the same products? It's why? It doesn't make any sense. It's not. That's why I was like, yo, inflation is bullshit.
It
It's
is.
the same product.
It's literally the same. And I know for a fact that it's bullshit. And Santa Cruz, I'm gonna put y'all out there. I hope somebody, a representative, them juices used to be $1.99. They good. Now they want $4 for the little pop. I'm like,
Because we follow it, because we're addicted to masculine energy.
man,
On men and women. All you gotta do is be like, nah, and be patient enough to be like, yo, and letting it, like, yo, a lot that deals with feminine energy is letting things flow. Going to a store and being like, yo, this is $4.99, I'm not paying $1.99, and everybody saying that forces masculine energy to calm down.
yeah, for facts. Because they
just like with an argument, yo, if you come in here wilding, and somebody be like, yo, why are you yelling? You just look stupid. Like,
right. No, that's
it calms it down. And so
that's good.
same thing. That's why I was just making the point with the Vivica Fox. The movies would have still been fired had you just gave them the correct time to train. Like, it still would have, and who knows how, but the crazy thing about it is though, who knows how much even better it would have been. And I'm not even saying that's a classic movie, but what I'm saying is just that we are so used to forcing so much stuff that, like, like, I was sad for her, because I'm like, dang, she think that that's normal. She think that that's an accomplishment, and don't know, like, why you got a double chin now? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm saying it like, because I've seen it, like, I know for a fact, because I've literally lived it. Like, I haven't done anything but training and help people. I've done every single diet you could think of. I'm very, very sharp in the knowledge that I have.
Yeah.
I've done everything. I done damaged myself. I done cause harm to myself. And I know every reason why. So when it comes to the patience, and every time I've forced it, I've never been able to. I've always had some type of recoil from too much forcing. Meaning, like, when it's always like that. And I've had recoil from not forcing enough.
Yeah.
So, So when it comes to the checkpoints and the finish lines are very, very important, but nobody thinks about checkpoints. Just even when we envision stuff, when we talk about manifestation, nobody talks about, like, when I manifest stuff, even when it comes to the breaks, like, that I have right now. Like, that's why when people say certain things like, yo, what's up with the show? You need to be moving like this and that. I know that I have to do that. Like, if I didn't know that, like, I wouldn't have started the show. But it's not about the momentum of it, because that's not why I started the show. Like, I already knew that it was going to be breaks in it because that's how I operate. So, and it's the crazy thing about it is that like I still could win. Like even with the Instagram, right? With me taking an Instagram break with the video is going up. Like it's damn near about to be at, I think 60, it's at 6,000 views right now. Like, and
which video?
That's
the
new video.
Okay, yeah.
It's at 6,000 views, and I'm like, damn, yo, like I need an Instagram break, and it even when Sheena hit me up like, yo, you shouldn't take a break. I'm like, nah, it's bad. Like my biceps is hurting. I don't care. Like I care about the video, but there's always ways to make it work. So I could literally just drop a new video. I could let it go right now, and when I come back to Instagram, have a whole new video with the same song with a different video, and now it go again. So, but if you only work on the discipline part about it or the force part about it, you don't even let your brain be feminine enough to be like, oh no, there's a whole nother way.
Yeah.
So that's all I wanted to say, man. Like there's checkpoints are important, finish lines are important, and the preparation for it. But you can't just always force, man. When we talk about manifestation, you can't just only envision just the end goal. So when it's like, yo, my goal is to rap, and it's like I really want to, not me, I'm saying in general, if you say, yo, my goal is to be able to perform in front of thousands of people, then if that's your goal and all you're envisioning is just you performing, then when you hit those, that's the finish line. But when you hit the checkpoints of, yo, I don't feel like doing this, or the checkpoints of, yo, I got played with this, or yo, I like, the good things. Okay, yeah, now I have a show where nobody was asking for me, and then now everybody asks for me. Like there's just stepping stones that we just don't envision. We just only envision just the finish line, but you don't envision, yo, you're not good enough, or yo, going to the studio 7 to 10 times. Like, I'm just saying numbers, but I'm just saying there's so many things to think about, but as well as thinking about the finish line. But if you only think about just the finish line, then when you get to a checkpoint and you got to stop and they got to fix your tires and all that stuff, you don't have grace for yourself. And it's bad because when you at the checkpoint, the blessing is to get to the checkpoint. That's right. The blessing. So it's like, man, I ain't where I'm supposed to be. Like, bro, chill, sis, chill.
I was listening to E.T.
Chill. Chill. You good. You alive. You straight. You good.
Yeah.
It's okay to have an F. It's okay to have a C. It's okay to have a D. So they're all the same. The A's, you need the F's to make an A. The A's make you have an F in them. So go ahead. What you about to say?
Yeah, nah, I was just saying you absolutely right about when you set up a goal for yourself, we don't take the time to consider what the checkpoints look like. That's very, 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 very important, man. Because I was listening to ET, he was just saying like when you almost like what we were saying in the beginning, when you really look at something that you want, we only think about all of the good that's going to come with it. But sometimes you have to also think about, okay, the failures, that's the possibilities. So it's like coming up with a SWOT analysis. You got to think
about absolutely have to add the failures too.
You know what I'm saying? So
yes,
I want to get to like that'll be a whole nother
episode. Yeah, you absolutely have to add the failures, man. Like you have to. Like it's not a thing. Even if you don't know the failures,
it's lessons, really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they all like that's what I'm saying. Right?
Yeah.
The F's, because we so used to school telling you if I have an F, you don't mean anything. The F's is exciting. Like, do you know the type of the stuff that I messed up on?
The F's,
and I'm just enjoying life. Like I'm like, yo, I get to fix this. Like, okay, let's do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's do it. I don't care if it's a health problem. I don't care if it's a money problem. I don't care if it's a goal problem. The blessing is I got an opportunity to work on it or teach somebody else. That's a blessing.
Yeah, that's a blessing for sure. It is.
Or both.
It is. Because I'll never forget recently when you was like, man, having the problems that we got is good problems. And I was like, damn, I don't think I ever really thought about it. Like, because like when you think about it, and I'm talking to myself personally, I'm like, yo, you hella blessed. Like, there's really nothing that you have to worry about. My biggest, like, worry, if you will, is the pressure that I put on myself, which is crazy. So I'm like, yo, like, having problems and having an opportunity to work on it is a beautiful thing. And when you change your mindset, that aspect also helps you tackle the goal a lot easier too, because you looking at it, it just make it seem like it's so much more easier. For some reason, mentally switching that into my mind, saying, yo, I got good problems, it made it just so much easier for me. Like, yo, this not even hard. This not even really
This a good
hard.
yes.
This is
Yo, somebody texted me today. Worrying is worshiping the problem. Worrying is worshiping the problem.
Yeah. That's good. That's
you know
good.
what I'm saying? So that's the name of the title. Worrying is worshiping the problem.
Worshiping. I like that. That's good.
You know what I'm saying? So that's it, man. Like, you know, we don't really know what real real problems is. Where with a real problem, you not thinking about nothing else. If you can have a problem and go other places and eat you don't have a problem. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, if you know what I'm saying, you don't have a problem.
Think of the solution. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And even if the solution is just
think of the solution.
Patience. Yeah, even if it's just patience, you know what I'm saying? But if you can, you know, go to work that, you know, and work, and then if your mind can switch off of it and you could talk and laugh and you don't have a problem. Just being honest, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, like, shout out to Tony Robbins. He said it, like, yo, you have problems, then you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the real problem is somebody put you in the trunk. You ain't thinking about no health problems. You ain't, if you know what I'm saying, God forbid that happens to somebody, you're not thinking about nothing besides getting out that truck. You ain't about to think about what's for dinner. You ain't thinking about your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You're not, that's a real problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you talking about money and you talking about your mother getting on your nerves and you upset where you live, it's not real problems, man. Like, it's just not.
Yeah.
Those are things for you to do. So
right.
That's things for you to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, man.
Yeah, we'll leave it. We can leave it there if you want. I mean, you know, we just Guy was able to get our chat on, so let's I'm proud of that.
I was gonna say I'll probably play this back, and we really probably got 2 episodes in this thing for real. You know what I'm saying? Because we kind of started with talking about checkpoints, and then we kind of diverged into, like you said, something good, discipline versus force, and then like worrying. Yeah. I'm gonna see what we got.
Absolutely, man.
So at least got 1 episode, man. Thank you again for your time, people. Thank you again, Tori, for your time, man. Thank you so much. You amazing. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Yes. So we'll see y'all next week. I'm gonna end the stream, T. And I'm gonna hit you real quick because I know you probably gotta take it down.
Yeah.
All right, bet.
All right.